Can we do the colouring time, please?
I love school! Yes!
A young man on the wall there.
Come on, Jordan, thank you. Professional development is the key that drives schools, and it drives standards in schools. This student involvement and learning styles and teaching styles is key to the future of not just this school, but all schools, I think.
We have kind of a gifted and talented group called Aspire, and the aspiring students work together who can come up with lots of ideas. They're kind of like a think tank, if you like. The main question we had was, what role do students have in teachers' performance management? So we're trying to find new ways to improve how teachers are observed, how the feedback is delivered.
We had a team which is like sat like we are now in the corner or something, and we'd have one of the students filming it.
We did a form which got loads of students to fill out, and then on what they'd like to ask like teachers.
We had the film as well, so we can actually like, play back and see what was good about it.
The teacher would just go on as normal. We gave the teacher an opportunity to justify his why he think he did that. And we'd question him and say, oh, well, do you think you could have improved that maybe?
I think some staff will see it as a big risk, others will see it as an opportunity to get more feedback from the people that actually matter in a school. They were worried about what would happen about the video, or who was going to be watching them, or what the students would say to them. But we're hoping that the boys that we choose for observations will learn what to say and how to say it constructively.
So what makes a good lesson then?
Teachers that can take classes properly.
Teachers got to make things easy to understand, haven't they?
Yeah.
Try and make it interesting.
Spend time with pupils, like on problems and teamwork.
Teamwork's a big one, I think.
Yeah.
What kit did you work as part of a team last lesson? So that was what made it difficult for you. And last, you can put down in a few minutes a couple of ideas about that. And I'm going to give you about 3 minutes. So I'm happy for you to discuss it as a team. So if one of your team members says, well, you didn't work very well, you can say, well, why not? If you can learn these skills now, as you get older, those skills will get better and better and better. The emphasis, the onus is on you to move to another team. Very good. Once put this all in, you check that Dennis, you'll read it, mate, what you do, you'll cut the number of grams in, yeah? You could do that, but how much do you got? So 5 grams is over 55. That's why we're going to. So let's go to 6, 7, 8. The idea of the exercise was to see if changing the temperature of water, in this case, altered the amount of salt that could dissolve in the water at that temperature.
The instructions given to the group were clear, they understood what they had to do. Promoting, working together, this was one of the main ideas of the lesson. I think that works really well for the students. There was a target sheet given as well, which is useful because they know what they got to hit then. The lesson was framed off well as well. You got a conclusion of the lesson just to see what the group wrote and feedback to you about it. The level of work completed by the students. I don't know, sometimes maybe they went off task a little bit.
So are we saying the level as in level 4, level 5, level 6, or are we saying the level of just the quality of the work?
Yeah, just I guess how much they get done.
How much they get done.
Yeah. But maybe if they had a little bit more of time, they could probably get a bit more done.
So, nice idea. For future, could I have spread that type of lesson over a project, maybe 2 or 3 lessons, and say, look, we've got 2 or 3 lessons to do this.
I was just saying maybe because they didn't understand it, maybe the positives are like they understand the work, so maybe you're like going over it quite a lot, so they didn't have lots of time to work.
Well, it was lovely, having you, and I must be honest, it was very good. I love that. I've actually put that now in my professional development folder.
Oh, that's good.
So I can demonstrate to other members of staff or other schools, look, this is what the kids think, because that's far more powerful. I say kids, this is what students think, because that's far more powerful than me just saying it.
This
your reading and your ability to empathise with text is as long as possible. Let me see your cards. 2 3s, you're with him. Everyone got one between 2. Who should really want to do the learning? James? You, right. How the Poet Brings These Words to Life. The Listeners by Walter Delamere. Is there anybody there? Said the traveller, knocking on the moonlit door. But I kept my word, he said, because the words are going to come alive if you hear them. It sounds hard, doesn't it? Say smote. Can you feel it? Feels kind of powerful. Right. Now demonstrate for me the word tap. Now demonstrate for me the word knock. Now demonstrate for me the word smote.
I thought some of the good bits was when you ask people to get in pairs, instead of people like getting with like mates they know, you took like cards and you laid them out in front of the table. I thought the bit where you said what smoke meant, when all the children were bang on the table was off a last gun, like that.
Why did you like that?
Because it like made the lesson more interesting.
I think it would have been better if I'd have put that on the whiteboard.
Yeah. Here we, Miss Ruff, this is a sheet that we used to assess you.
Oh yes, I could see it on the day you were busy scribing away, ticking various boxes. I think this is actually an excellent crib sheet, for want of a better word, that teachers should have with their lesson notes. I think it all depends on how comfortable a teacher might feel about having students in the room who are not just your students but also your assessors. But if the teacher has shown this beforehand and can see that what the students are asking is exactly what a good teacher should ask of him or herself, I see nothing threatening or untoward of this at all. But I'm also aware that if I'm 7 out of 10, there is stuff I'm not doing that I could do better.
It's very difficult for a 12, 13, 14-year-old student to think that they have any right to tell the teacher how to improve their lessons. But these boys felt empowered and they felt confident enough to talk to the teacher and say, actually, I think this could have been improved, or thought this bit was brilliant, and they knew the teacher wouldn't react in a negative way.
Annie, you took part in this. What was it like for you? What did you learn?
When you've been teaching for a while, I think sometimes you can get a bit blasé, and you tick the various boxes and assessments, etc., and you think you're actually getting the information across to the child. It allowed me to really see what I should be teaching and look at it from the student's point of view.
Andy, you were also a victim of this.
A victim. I loved it. Anything I think that's going to help me move my teaching forward to enable students to learn in a more effective and efficient manner, I'll have a go at. Slightly apprehensive to start off with, thinking, oh, I wonder what this is going to be like. But the boys came through very well.
It is quite a big thing for a pupil to say to a teacher, what I think that what you're doing is wrong, and you often get in trouble for doing that, but it would make it more accepted, and I think it would improve the way we learn, and also the teachers are going to find their faults and they will learn to accept that they're not perfect and build on it for the best, for all of our good.
Jim, as head teacher, how important is it that the staff take risks in this way?
Vital. We need to look at whatever strategies and whatever techniques are out there which can move our school forward. And I think we've got a little glimmer of a start of something which could be very, very powerful.
The way that we are able to involve the students in this initiative and the way that they're able to come back to us, it gives you the permission to have a decent conversation. And I think schools really do need to distance themselves sometimes from the authority and the officialdom and the red tape and the paperwork which gets in the way, And I think we need to go back a little bit and just get and have some decent conversations with students about their learning.
Unless the students speak out for themselves, the teachers don't know what the students want for themselves. If pupils try to abuse it, then the line needs to be drawn.
Yeah, there's got to be a line, because it's intimidating for the teacher. I mean, no one likes being intimidated, and that's probably what they'd feel every time they walked in the classroom, because if you got someone you know who doesn't like you, and wants you out, and they walk in, you're going to think, oh...
You won't feel like teaching, will you?
Yeah.
One boy, you know, I thought when this lad came in, I thought, whoops, he's going to give me a hard time, because he might have had, shall we say, baggage left from another encounter. But it was quite the opposite. He was perhaps one of the most supportive boys, because he sees you just in that role as a teacher doing your job. You know, he doesn't bring any, as I say, mean-spirited attitude into it. So I would say to those staff who are a little bit alarmist and a little bit reluctant to just go with the flow a bit more.
Students of across the age groups were used, and they have spoken about the expectation that they have of continuing with this.
Absolutely. It's
So
one
look
of
what you started.
Certainly.
You, Scotty. They're not going to let us sit back and let this
They're
go.
going to be on our case, aren't they?
Yeah, it has been a nice experience, like mixing with other people from the school as well. Like, so we're all coming together from different age groups who never spoke to them before, so it's good because we've got like a mix of people, and like you can all give one like mixed view that's unique.
You've been involved in a project where pupils have assessed you, talking about taking it forward. Are there any cons? I don't mean... is there anything to say against it? Can you see any problems
Your use of
with
the term assessed immediately makes you think, oh, hang on a minute. This is a partnership with students where we're working together to try and improve their experiences. So I've never viewed it myself as I am being assessed.
Spot on.
It's not what they said.
Well, they're fine. That's, we'll speak to them tomorrow. Yeah. But that concept, we're all in this together, and we want to try to move it forward. So the assessment, I don't view it as an assessment at all.
Yeah, it's really important for staff not to see it as an observation or an assessment. They need to see it as feedback or you know, same sort of level that they're on. It's important that the staff also act on what is said and don't just listen to it and store it somewhere. It needs to be acted upon.
Well, for years now, you know, at parents' evenings and at discussions and in letters, we've been telling pupils and their parents that this is a partnership. We've got to put our money where our mouth is. If it's a partnership, it's a partnership. It's a two-way flow.
Our problem is when you're focusing on a teacher or someone important, and the student turns around and looks at you, your focus is on them and not on the teacher.
How do you think you can avoid that? What do you feel when people look at you through the camera?
I think what you've got to try and do is like just look at them and like not with the camera, and just look at them with the face and like just try to block them out and just keep focusing on the teacher. After a while, I think I'll just get used to it and just forget that with that.
It really has been a good experience, and I mean, especially to have the permission to stick a camera in the teachers' faces. But I think I'm just really proud to be in the development team and to be a part of helping developing the teacher.